you have to start somewhere. And the place that I start is, when did anatomically modern humans appear on this planet? It doesn't have to be that place, because we now know that there were other species of humans who were human, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans, who go back much further. And when I say they were human, I say so advisedly, because we know from genetics that there was interbreeding between anatomically modern humans and Neanderthals. So in a way, the separation of anatomically modern humans from Neanderthals and Denisovans is a little bit artificial. We were all one species, actually, but we just looked very different. Once you take the Denisovans and the Neanderthals into account, you can push that horizon back to 800,000 years, maybe even to 1 million years in the past, where creatures who very likely thought and functioned in much the same way that we do existed and lived on the planet. So I prefer to enclose my inquiry, my quest, within the last 300,000 years. But I have no objection to the possibility that it's older. But then we cannot ignore science completely. And there were Neanderthals, there were Denisovans, there were these cousin species. It used to be an insult to call somebody a Neanderthal. But we're now realizing that actually these were sensitive, intelligent creatures, that they did art. It's possible that they were the first artists, that they taught anatomically modern humans how to do art. So once we take into account the diversity of the human species and the fact that there were cousin species with which anatomically modern humans could breed, we could push this whole thing back hundreds of thousands of years further. But my preference, because otherwise the whole inquiry just sprawls all over time and all over the world, my preference has been to look at the last 300,000 years. And in those last 300,000 years, you have a strong academic view about what happens, about how things evolve, and our ancestors at preferring certain wild grasses that produced grains, but not cultivating them, not deliberately growing, to about 26,000 years ago. But it's not until 14,000 years ago, according to the mainstream academic record, that you start seeing the first traces, the first hints of agriculture. And I think that there's two issues here. The first issue is, how do we define a civilization? Must it have agriculture?
Yeah, so that was Graham Hancock from Ancient Aliens or Ancient Sites in America on Netflix. He was talking about the Denisovans and the Neanderthals and how they predate Homo sapiens and how they're actually humans. This is DNA that Native Americans have. Native Americans are the first people, the original people. First came the giants, and we have this DNA. We're just big bone people. This is a book called Denisovan Origins, and they talk about how the Denisovans are the biblical giants, the giants in the Americas, and yes, we do have this DNA. The Denisovan predates the Homo sapien by hundreds of thousands of years, almost 700,000 years, and this is the DNA we have. Life began in the Americas, and the Denisovan giants are the Nephilim, the biblical giants. They came first, and that's our ancestors.